What's going on, everybody? And today I want to talk about how to deal with devastating problems, and I'm talking here about problems that would completely disrupt your life and disrupt your workflow. Maybe the loss of someone very dear to you, maybe the loss of loved ones, maybe something that completely breaks down your business and completely breaks down your money flow, maybe something that completely disorganizes your personal life and throws everything in your whole organization into chaos, whether that is your personal life or whether that is your family or whether that is your business, your information organized or organization system, whatever happens. And these things will happen and will continue to happen in life to everybody, no matter what, and no matter what stage you are in life. Whether you are someone who's a billionaire entrepreneur, your business will see problems and it will see things that might take it to bankruptcy. Whether you're just an average person who's dealing with loss of a job, whatever it may be, things will always happen, and problems on all levels will always happen. And a lot of these problems could be devastating, absolutely devastating problems. And the way to deal with such problems, especially devastating problems, the only way to deal is to move forward. And to move forward at such a high pace that you leave yourself no time to really second guess or second think or doubt. So you don't need to be in neutral, and you don't need to go backwards, meaning backwards with your brain, as in you think about what could have happened and what may have happened. Yeah, there are lessons to be learned from every thing that happens, from every problem. You capture those lessons, put them in your notes or organization system, and then you move forward right away. You don't stay in neutral doing nothing, and you don't go backwards thinking about what could have happened and maybe if we did this different or maybe if I did that different. You just look for any lessons to be learned from the problem, and you move forward at a very aggressive pace to save as much as you can and solve or mitigate the problem as much as you can, and to prevent the probability that this happens in the future. And this, for a lot of people, this might sound easy, just saying it, but implementing that requires a lot of practice and requires that you have a system to deal with your brain and the voices that your brain is going to present you with when things like that happen to you. That system has to be already present in your brain for you to be able to deal with such problems, especially the type of problems that I'm talking about that can completely shake your world and completely shake your existence and have you second guessing everything that you've been doing with your life and everything that you've been planning. And it would have you doubting your main goals in life and your main ambitions and everything that you thought had you on the right path. So that's why it's not easy, because it shakes the whole view of the world that you based your present and your future on. So when that shakes and you're not on stable ground anymore, you can definitely fall. You can definitely fall way down, and in that case it will be very difficult for you, extremely difficult, to bounce back from a problem like that, because the more you stay in neutral, or the more you go back, or the more you fall down and stay down in that hole, the more difficult it is for you to get up and keep going. You want to get up and keep going as fast as you can. And this is with everything in your life. You lost the loved ones. You lost your wife. You know, yeah, it's too bad, but staying in neutral, it's not going to solve any problem. It's not going to change anything. You lost one of your businesses or your business. You learn the lesson and move on with another business, with another venture. If there's something to be saved, you save it. You learn your lessons, you write them down. You reflect for a little bit on what could have happened, and then you move forward very fast and in a very aggressive manner. And that's really the only way, sometimes the only thing that separates people that make it in life and, you know, achieve or actualize their goals and people that don't, is the ability to bounce back from different problems, from different holes, from different challenges that happen in life. That ability to bounce back varies so much between people. And what you will find with people that have managed to achieve quite a large amount of their goals in life is that their ability to rebound from problems, especially from devastating problems, is very high. And you will find, if you examine their lives, that they have been subjected to extreme life-shaking problems, and they did bounce back, and they bounced back at a high rate, and with high speed, which is exactly what I'm talking about. Is that not only do you need to bounce back, you need not waste any time in bouncing back, meaning you need to make that recovery period very fast, and move on to the next. So the way to achieve that, the way to achieve this rebound ability after devastating life-shaking problems will be mainly two things. Number one is you have to work on your system of belief, the system of belief that you have in life, which is, can you actually change what happened, and how would that make a difference in your quality of life, and how would that make a difference in the time value or the opportunity cost of time, which I talked about in my other video about hesitation and how to overcome hesitation and how to overcome second guessing and self-doubt and a lot of its aspects. So if you really examine logically, very logically, the fact that staying in that hole of being neutral or thinking what could have happened, what may have happened, and how much time this will cost you, and how much more devastating this can be to you and to your life and to your future quality of life and quality of experiences and chances, then you just logically understand, you logically start reasoning that the most optimal decision is for you to move on and move forward with containing, solving, and preventing that problem in the future if it can be prevented. The second thing is, a lot of this has to do with the conversation that goes on inside your brain. So once you work on that system and really logically reason the fact that the most optimal decision is to move by speed and aggressively forward after that problem, the second thing is the conversation that you have within the brain. The conversation that you have within your brain, if that conversation is based on self-loathing and self-doubt and a conversation that is negative, you have to be able to work on that for a while through reprogramming your brain and through reprogramming your whole life ideology to be able to turn that conversation into a positive conversation. This is really one of the main culprits of overcoming big, huge, life-shaking problems in life. The internal conversation within the brain has to be optimally geared towards moving forward. If you don't have that, if that doesn't exist, forget it. Really forget it. Because every time you're gonna have a big problem in life, and you're gonna let your brain be prey to this an aspect of a negative conversation, it will be very, very hard for you to rebound. Your rebound and rebounce rate will be very, very hard, and life is full of problems. The rebound rate is something that is very, very crucial that you have in life from any problem that happens to you. The next hour, not just the next day, you got to be ready to move on and move forward. And this can mean, many times can mean the difference between life and death. Many times you hear about people who, you know, lost a spouse and they were just engulfed with the conversations in their brain and the emotions in their brain, and just a little after their spouse died, they died. Not from any particular disease, but sometimes just from the extreme self-neglect that they go through, and loss of hope after they are subjected to such a life-shaking, life-changing experience. So it's really those two things that you have to work on extensively to really improve your rebound rate from devastating problems, life-altering problems in life. There are so many ways to achieve those things, and the conversation within the brain is something that definitely can be reprogrammed, and it is something that definitely anybody can work on to be able to change from a negative conversation or a conversation that is not geared towards optimal recovery from problems and from whatever trauma in life. And this is really something that everybody should invest a lot of time and effort into perfecting these systems, because life is just going to keep throwing problems at you. If you don't have that system to be able to have a organized way of walking yourself through whatever may happen, and I mean whatever. You get in a car accident and they have to chop your arm off. How do you recover from that? You have a bunch of pain and you find out you have cancer. How do you recover from that realization? Anything can happen in life and nothing is guaranteed. I mean, you might wake up tomorrow with the worst of diseases. What are you gonna do? Many times in life, this can be the difference between survival and death. Perfecting that system and implementing and having that system in place, working on it, having a perfect set of steps of what exactly you're gonna do when even the most devastating thing happens to you, is really something that is extremely underrated, and not a lot of people work on that in life. I think it's a culprit in anybody that is trying to have a successful existence or be able to achieve the goals that they want to achieve in life. With that being said, stay positive, Work on a system that will help you overcome even the most devastating of problems. Work on that conversation within your brain and the ability to move forward from any problem, any devastating life-shaking event, and turn it into something that is gonna propel you forward to new heights and new horizons.